There we go.
Oh,
Yay.
And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Kornelek.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
And we're back from Staples, blah, 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 the Kings lost again.
That's right, Keith. We're going to talk about the brief Midwest road trip to Dallas and St. Louis. Going to talk about the Phoenix game tonight at Staples Center. And we're also going to talk about the things that we're actually still happy about with the Kings.
We're happy about the Kings?
A couple things.
All right, awesome. Let's roll the show. 87 entitled Guaranteed Sellers. All right, what's up, Kings fans? Here at Staples Center, Phoenix Coyotes back in town. Los Angeles Kings on a bit of a skid. That said, I really like the chances. I'm going to say, oh wait, it's the Coyotes. They're really fast and we can't defend them. 3-0 Coyotes.
So yes, Keith, the Kings hit the road trip for a little brief one out there. You know, had some cheese curds and some T-bone steaks and some country girls out there.
Oh, yeah.
And resulting in two identical 2-1 losses.
Yeah, we're at the point now, Chris, where it's all over. And we're taking a lot of flack on Twitter. The people, you have to keep the faith. Kings fans, you're a Kings fan. There's no such thing as faith. I mean, honestly, last year is looking like a fluke right now. I mean, right now we could maybe get a lottery pick.
Oh, lottery. It's all about the lottery pick now. You know, Kings fans, work with us here. You know, we're Kings fans. We're allowed to be critical of the team. And we are. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're still thinking they're going to make the playoffs or win the cup like some of you still are, then you're wrong. I'm sorry, but this team is imploding. The downward spiral is not stopping, and the team just can't learn to win.
Yeah, so your question of the day is, will the Kings make the playoffs? No.
All right, Kings fans, so end of the first, and it's, what do you know, it's a boring 0-0 game so far. Kings are playing whatever. Cavs are playing better. I don't see us winning, so...
All right, so coming back into Staples Center this evening, Phoenix Coyotes in town and not expecting a win based on how we've been playing, that's for sure. A couple of other things. Marco Sturm on injured reserve, tendinitis of the knee. Now, not the knee that he had repaired this summer. It was the other knee.
So, yeah, that's going to work out well.
So the Kings called up Andrei Loktionov, center, you know, made the team for just a little bit here for the first part of the season, and tearing it up in Manchester as a center, so they brought him up to be Kopitar's left wing. Now, that didn't work the first time. My question is, and I got to give props to View for my seats, what about Bud Holloway?
You know, at first it might seem like a joke, suggesting Bud Holloway, yes, he's a left wing, and yes, we need a left wing. But, you know, at this point, we'll take anything that's different. We need a fresh player, fresh legs out there. And, you know, Loktionov actually, I think, looked pretty good tonight. But I don't know if he looked good as opposed to just looked like a new player on the ice.
I think when it comes to Dean Lombardi and Terry Murray, Chris, what you really have to look at is the insane and predictable, and that's kind of what you're going to get.
Yeah. No, exactly. And like we said earlier, Kings obviously dominated in shots tonight, but that was about the highlight of the game. Keith, back to you.
All right, Kings fans, end of the second. The Kings are down 2-0. Surprise, surprise! All right, and we're back right here. Kings still lost and still sucked. You know, we had 36 shots on Brizgala. Maybe it was a little bit more. I stopped counting because I really didn't care, and quite frankly, we were drinking. But that said, yeah, the Kings did lose. We're not going to make the playoffs. And the question is now, you know, the Kings get back into town. Dean Lombardi really not making any comments on the road, not considering a coaching change. The question is why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that at all. I mean, when you are in a downward spiral like this, the number one option is to fire the coach, get some fresh, you know, life in there to the team. You know, maybe have someone who's a little more of a motivator than a teacher, like Murray and Stevens. But it's getting depressing out there. The Kings have now lost, wait for it, 10 out of the last 12 games. This year, Kings fans, the Kings have beaten two teams, Columbus and Edmonton. Now, I'm not a mathematician or anything, but those are the worst teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah, they're pretty close. You know, my thing here, Chris, is Dean Lombardi in interviews all the time talks about the Yankees and the Yankee model and things like that. Now, you know what? I'm a Yankee fan, and I will tell you that George Steinbrenner would not, just absolutely would not have stood there and let this happen.
No, the boss would have gotten in there and coached the team himself.
100%.
We had to. I'm sorry, but we all like Terry Murray, and yes, I think he fit his role in the past couple of years as a teacher's coach. You know, but now it's time to make a move, try to salvage the season. And you're not going to fire Doughty. You're not going to fire Kopitar. the best thing you can do is to fire the coach. It's the only option to save this season.
Or I'll do you one more, Chris, and maybe it's not Terry Murray. Maybe the person that we should be interviewing, maybe the person that, Helene Elliott and Rich Hammond and respective members of the media should be interviewing is Tim Leiweke. And ask them, why aren't you firing the general manager? Because at the end of the day, this guy's drafted really well, made a couple of good moves in Ryan Smith. But where's our top line left wing? Where's our second line center? Because it ain't Marco Sturm and 8 other guys like Dwight King and Jarrett Stoll or Michael Hanzus, et cetera, et cetera. It's just not there. The pieces have not come in place. And look, we're not making the playoffs again. I'm going to be looking back at last season, when we went to Vancouver, 18 years from now, talking about, hey, you remember back in 2009, 2010, how awesome that series was?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, that's the problem right now. Dean Lombardi, love the guy. He's done a great job rebuilding for the most part, through the draft and, everything like that. But the problem is there comes a time where you have to get serious. You have to make some trades. You got to fire some people. You got to try to do whatever you can to take your team to the next step. And Dean Lombardi, fault Terry Murray all you want. Dean Lombardi is really the most at fault here, I think. I mean, he's left Murray with look at this team he's coaching. What are you going to do with that? I don't care who you are. I mean, there's only so much you can do with this roster, and it's worse than last year.
And I'll do you one more, and then we'll move on, Chris. Kevin Westgarth playing on the right wing tonight on the fourth line, and Ponikarovsky scratch. Look, Ponikarovsky, he kind of sucks. Let's be real. But he is 10 times the player that Kevin Westgarth is. So, Kings fans, your question of the day is, should we fire the coach, fire the general manager, or fire everybody? Leave your comments, as always, downstairs.
Alright, so the Kings lost again. It's time 2-0. This team is in full-on implosion mode. Absolutely no way they make the playoffs. It's a depressing time to be a Kings fan. Yet, go Kings. Matt, will the Kings make the playoffs?
Ask me. I plead the fifth.
Alright, Kings fans, so obviously we've been getting a lot of flack out there for being what people deem as negative. We call it realistic. So we would like to throw some positive things out there, things that we are still happy about when it comes to Los Angeles Kings. So this is a brand new segment that we like to call Things That We're Still Happy About.
All right, Alexei Ponikarovsky is only on a 1-year contract.
The young King players have yet another summer to get better.
Well, the Kings got Marco Sturm for free, practically.
Making the playoffs 2 years in a row might make the young players cocky.
Kings are nowhere near as bad as Ilya Kovalchuk and the New Jersey Devils.
Drew Doughty might be coming pretty cheap this offseason.
The Kings still have a black guy on the team.
And lastly, the Kings still have 4 more games against Columbus and Edmonton.
All right, Kings fans, so I had a bet with Just of the Hockey Card Show. Check it out right here. Last game against the Leafs. If the Leafs won, I would chug a beer. If the Kings won, he would chug a beer. Obviously, I lost. So, I was a little sick last time. I couldn't do it. And then someone on Twitter, Metric Julie, Habs fan, check her out, called me out.
She did. Ooh,
for not
ouch.
chugging a beer while I'm sick. Well, I'm sorry. I'm coming for you. So tonight I'm going to chug a beer right now, and it's going to be Fat Tire.
No. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, he is chugging a Fat Tire. This is not a Coors Light or a Miller Lite, something smooth. This is a sort of robust beer that he's going to chug. This is for real. Keith Corlick, Toronto Maple Leafs won the game. Got to do it. Let's see it. A shot of Jaeger, but still pretty harsh. Okay, I think he's going to keep it down. Well, you lose a bet, Keith.
It is what it is. Fans, once again, this show brought to you by Grinder Threads. I am wearing this shirt right here by them. Very comfortable, love it. Not like some of the other hockey sites out there selling really kind of crap clothing, but
yeah,
absolutely awesome. And if you go to the site grinderthreads.com, buy a shirt, type in the discount code KingsCast, get 10% off.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Awesome t-shirts. Love those guys.
All right, so Kings fans, we'll be right back at you against Boston when the winning streak will start and the quest for the cup begins. So until then, I'm Keith Cornelick.
And I'm Chris Kalasiewski.
And thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.